Hey, I just came in first place at Lewis Smith Lake in Alabama, and I want to show you pretty much my setups. And I'm going to get this one out of the way first. I'm using all 13 fishing gear this year, 13 rods, 13 reels. This is a Concept E with almost every fish I caught this week came on this reel. 7:3 to 1 gear ratio. I need that fast reel. And this is the first bait that I didn't really talk a whole lot about, but I only weighed in one fish. But guess what? Every single fish I weighed in counted. This is an old lure Jensen buzz bait. I caught several fish on it. Weighed one in on day 3. In the mornings, I was going to this fish head. Fish head 1/2 ounce, the number 3 silver willow blade, albino color, and a D-shad. This is the best minnow imitating soft plastic on the market by far. You can see how flexible it is. It's always perfect, never bent in the package or anything. You pull it out, it's ready to go. Loaded with salt, you know, when those fish come up behind it and suck it. And, you know, there's a lot of times when you're fishing this type of a bait, they'll hit it like 4 or 5 times before they actually load up. They get a taste of that salt, they inhale it. I promise you on that. I'll show you some of the war-scarred baits from the last day. You can see how chewed up these things are. That was on day 4. The rod and reel setup again. 13 fishing, 7:3 to 1 Concept E. Omen Black. Omen Black's a little bit more moderate action, and I really like this one. It's a 7.6 medium heavy. I could throw the bait real far in case I saw one bust or whatever. I could really get that bait out there a really long way. The line I was throwing on that, Suffix Castable Invisalign, 12-pound. That's a fluorocarbon. Same rod, by the way, on the buzzbait, the Omen Black, 7.6 medium heavy. Same exact rod. I was throwing 17-pound Suffix on that. And then going to the meat of what I was doing and how I was catching those real big fish in the afternoons. And this all kind of developed, you know, during the first day of the tournament. This is not what the plan was. It was flipping bushes was the plan. But being able to adapt in this tournament was key, and everyone said that from the beginning. This is a BX Walking Minnow. Bulk of my weight. This is what got me where I needed to get to, which was day 4. This is a blueback herring color. I was finding herring in the pockets early in the morning. I didn't even know what they were. Never saw it in practice. Kind of developed during the tournament. But I was unable to catch those fish that were in these pockets. They weren't feeding on the bluebacks when they were spawning. What they were doing was feeding on them in the afternoon, and it was pretty late, 1 to 2 o'clock. So I was going back to those places, and then, of course, as day 3 and day 4 rolled around, I was pretty dialed in and knew what was going on. It started to make more sense. But this is the BX Walking Minnow 13 from Rapala in the color. This is the exact same size those herring were. Some of them were even bigger than this, you know, 6-8 inches long, schooling in little pods. The rod and reel, I mean, I just can't say enough about it. This is a 7.1 Envy Black. It's a moderate action. And this is the one, man. Same reel, 7.3 to 1 Concept D. But this outfit right here, perfect for that. The one I'm showing you right now has 30-pound test Suffix Advanced 32 braid. And that's what I switched to on day 3 because I lost so many fish on day 1 and 2. Should have had about 22 pounds, 24 maybe on day 1, and approaching 30 pounds on day 2. Lost an 8-pounder and 4 over 5, and one of them was like 6.5. So, but that day I was using the 12-pound test mono Suffix, and you know, I was using thinner hooks and everything like that, and I decided to go to some beefier hooks. It was a size 5 round bend VMC. These are extra strong short shanks. When I switched to the braid, those are the hooks I was using. And by the way, those are the ones that come on this particular bait. So back up to the stronger hooks with the braid to keep them out of those bushes. And I wasn't even setting a hook. If you go back and watch the footage, I'm reeling, and I'm being able to see those fish with really good solar back glasses. I could see, sometimes I saw them before I cast, but a lot of times they would just show up after I made a cast to those bushes. So real key. I did have to mix it up. we're going to be honest here. We use different baits. You don't always catch them on what you want to catch them on. This bait right here, greatest bait in the world. This is what got me there. I mixed in some other baits as the tournament progressed. I caught every single one on this on day 1. I think I caught 3 on it on day 2, 1 on day 3, and then the Bomber Long A came into play on the last day. There's different times you need to use different baits, and this one, the BX Walking Minnow, what it does is it makes waking easy. You use a Bomber Long A or those other baits that are out there that people are waking with. They're not designed to wake. They're just it's a modification that people came up with. This one here is designed to do it. I mean, I can throw any line, any rod and reel. I don't have to tie a loop knot. I use a little size 00 snap, real tiny little snap, take the split ring off, but it doesn't matter. You throw it out there on the end of a long cast, you reel it real slow, and you know exactly what it's doing. It's doing it out there even if you can't see it. Long A and some of those other walking baits are a lot different, but anyway, and another thing, that they talk about wake baits being the best in really calm water. That's where this one shines, when there's a chop. You can't throw a Long A or some of those other ones when it's choppy. And this one, I really had some fish crush it when there was a ripple on the water. So that was pretty much my combination. Here's a look at the D-shads. Blue Pearl is the color with an albino head, like I said, and also caught some on Pearl, just a white color, but those were the two. And I really smashed those spots on that bait on a fish head, and it was a little bit late in the year to do that. But those are my winning baits, winning rod and reel combos from 13 Fishing, and real excited to put that one in, bring the trophy back to Erie, Pennsylvania, back here in the snow.